Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Talk of the Town, Tuesday night men's and women's mental health support group. Tonight, Big Coast may not be joining us. He's on vacation, as we stressed to you guys prior to. Um, the floor will be open to many. We've always stressed that as well. Everybody's welcome. We may be joined by guest Jerell Crawford this evening. Whenever he tap in, we're gonna get to that. But we're gonna take it easy. Tonight is gonna be a light night. Um, Talk of the Town is taking somewhat of a break, but the show must continue. I'm showing face to show consistency in what we've been doing. We're working on 6 months of doing Talk of the Town. Men's group, we have interviews, we've entwined the music. We also too have the women's group right now. Miss Latoya, the woman who hosts the group, she's not in with us as well. Life be life, and so with that being said, the show must go on. Like I said, consistency overrules all. So once the proper people tap in and we could get into that. Peace, Kareem. My people just welcome to come on. The floor is open. Normally we work on 2 hours, but again, we want to keep it light, but also to keep the wheels rolling. Welcome to Talk of the Town, man, and let's get to that. There's a topic or two that I wanted to get into. Before I dive into it, I want to wait, for a few more people to tap in, and then, again, we'll keep it pushing. However, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everybody is safe and sound. Their family is safe and sound. We had a lot of, deaths over the last, few months, prior to the new year, and I want to send my condolences and prayers up to the people who lost people, loved ones, close ones. Life is short, so we want to stay tuned and stay connected and check on one another, man. It's okay. It's okay. Once again, this is going to be a year where we lose a lot more people. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, it's none of one of our numbers that's called, you know, moving forward. So, again, let's just stay connected, be mindful, check on your peoples, you know. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all my peoples, all the viewers, welcome. The floor is open. If anybody want to tap in just to say what's up, even if the floor is open, hit the invite button, I really just want to lay back, man, and, tap in, Jerell. Tap in. You know me, I just want to lay back. I'm in the crib, doing regular things. I worked out today, so my body is pooped out. I didn't show it. Can't be showing y'all everything, but again, consistency is the key. Again, I'm waiting for my guy Jerell to come in. I'm giving you guys another angle of the crib. I'm getting more and more relaxed, more and more buckled in, more and more settled down, just more and more settled in life. And with situationships and, overstanding the twists and turns, in which I say the cosmic challenges of life's imbalances. as we get older, we live and we learn. You know, we a lot of people, they may point the finger at people who get older, but I tell you what, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to have withstood the withstood the test of time. You know, I'm here to be able to give back and redirect. I speak about a lot of that, recreating, redirecting, reinventing, and a lot of us, you know, have to realize and understand that it's not a bad thing to do so. All right, peace, King Ford. Okay, okay. Like my guy said, he's on vacation. I love you too, boy. I'm sorry for that phone call today, but I definitely had to just give you that. You know, hope everything is good with you and Emily. I'll keep it short. And here we go. Peace, 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 Almighty.
Peace, peace. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, brother? How you today?
Right, all right. I appreciate you for stepping up, assisting. You know,
Yeah, no problem. Excuse my tardiness. I was outside with the little one practicing for softball, so we got a little routine that we had to do. We had to just keep to the script. So pardon my tardiness.
right, right. No, it's fine. Life be doing what it do.
Definitely,
So,
definitely.
but however, how was your day? And you know, you're building with the young one. What that's about? Care to share a little bit?
Well, my day was pretty good. Well, what it is, I have a biological daughter that's 11, and then I have my girl has a daughter that's 16, about to be 15 years old. So she just started playing softball. So I told her, I said that as you're playing softball, I want you to learn what you learn every day, but then come back home and you tell me what you learned. But then we have our own separate routine that we also do too. You know what I mean? So I had to make sure to stay steadfast with that. So I just, she just had practice today, so it ran a little late. But other than that, with my life, things are going pretty life on life's terms pretty much. Excuse me, I'm dealing with a situation with my family right now where, and I'm be honest as possible, like uh got some family members that deal with criminal activities. You know what I mean? They're criminal minded. You understand what I'm saying? And I've lived on both sides of that spectrum. You know what I mean? I've had the advantages of both sides of that. So the sad thing about it is they're young. They're young family members, you know? So I'm just dealing with the dilemma of trying to talk to them and explain to them that it's not the way. It's not like the way to go and stuff like that. So, people they look at you like, like Uncle Rel, they call me, and they look at me like, yeah, but you did this, you did that. You talking like a op, you know what I mean? So no, I'm not talking like a op. I'm not your equal first and foremost. I'm your uncle, you know what I mean? But just dealing with that. You know what I mean? So, make a long story short, I did all that I can do and I exhausted all my remedies with the situation. You know what I mean? So, I come to the point to where sometimes people don't want help. So, I try to love from a distance, you know? But then once that happened, that it was invading my space, invading my peace, invading my loved ones that I live with, their space, their peace, and everything, because it bothered me. You know what I mean? So with that going on and being said, I took another step back and I said, maybe I should just stop dealing with the whole situation.
Right.
Um, but that kind of bothered me too. You know what I mean? So, make a long story short, because it was still invading my space, invading my loved ones, my sanity. It was bothering my sanity. Me trying to help somebody or some people, well, or not even help, just being who what you had to do, what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
And me doing that, trying to
Excuse
hold
me.
that obligation of being a family member, was putting me in a bunch of toxic situations. So, and other people didn't care about that. So, to protect my sanity and to protect my mental health, to keep me my keep me grounded and not be able to, react or to do something that or say something that would be wrong, I just decided to just take myself all out the equation and just cut them off. You know what I mean? Because my sanity, my peace, my family that I have here, there's peace and sanity and respect and peacefulness shouldn't be affected by another one's selfish acts and needs and wants. You know what I mean? So that's what I was dealing with. You know what I mean? Just dealing with that because of course, with me, like I said, it was family. So you know what I mean? What do I do? Hold on to try to help. Be the male figure, the big uncle. The try to be the pillar in the family and try to stand. For when something has happened. But sometimes when people put you in toxic situations, that's okay if you want to go and do what you got to do. But when they're being toxic to you, also too, and with the whole situation, sometimes you got to step back. You know what I mean? To protect yourself.
Mm.
So that's kind of what I've been dealing with for the past couple days. Uh, and the thing about it is that it makes me feel so much better. Reason being, it makes me feel better is because um, when certain situations like this used to happen to me in the past, I would get in trouble. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I would lash out or I would become introvert and I would, deal with myself. You know what I mean? Cut everybody off, push everybody away. You know what I
Right.
mean? So now I'm dealing with it now in a different way of it. I dealt with it with, I believe, with a positive way to deal with the situation so as
Right.
though I don't get in trouble. I hope that it didn't offend anybody, but at the end of the day, I'm going to respect my sanity. I'm going to keep I'm going to keep my peace. You know what I mean? And I don't want nobody, I don't want to include in anybody else's peace, and I don't want them to include in mine. You know what I mean? So that's just the thing. And like I said, brother, it's just hard dealing with that sometimes because it's family. You know what I mean? But I gotta protect myself and distance myself from that situation and them type of people right now because my mindset is not there. You know what I mean? I gotta protect me. I gotta protect other people. I have a daughter that's not even here, that's not even in the state. I can't be doing stuff and acting, you know, um, spontaneous and dealing with stuff off of instinct because somebody else is dealing like that. I don't run my life like that no more. I'm not no kid. You know what I mean? I got to
Yeah.
stop and think about what I do before I react, before I move. You know what I mean? But definitely do. And that's like another thing that I did. I did a lot of thinking before I made my moves. Everything that came to me, this because it was all hitting me different ways. I still took a step back and just waited, and then waited till it calmed down a little bit. Then I did my assessment, and then I made my move. If I made any move at all, you know.
Right. Right.
So
So, to the people, what do you feel is best when we're connected to the outer limits that can throw us off or even have our spirit being moved?
that's something it's not gonna be. It can never be avoided. I noticed that. I used to always think that it's going to be avoided, or I only deal with certain people, or I only deal with them in the morning time, or I only deal with people at nighttime and stuff like that. But sometimes it could be something that I did that triggered the situation that where it could happen too. It could be me. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
It could be something that I do, something that I say, you know what I mean? Something that I smell like, or something that I do, some whatever that triggers that person, and then that happens, that whatever, that friction. So I've also learned to more be more acceptance to what other people are saying. You know what I
Mm.
mean? To be more receptive and listen. You know, like I said, two eyes, two ears, one mouth. If somebody's talking, I use my ears and my eyes more instead of my mouth. You know what I mean? So become more connected and understanding to what they're saying, because sometimes I used to do stuff and I didn't know. I used to walk all over people's feelings.
Mm.
And sometimes I even thought I was doing the right thing, but I used to walk all over people's feelings.
So what,
So
so in the meantime, in between time, what made you more conscious? What made you aware of your narcissistic ways? Like, at what point did you start to to realize, damn, I got to deal with empathy. I have to be more aware of people's feelings, their emotions, because you said you know we all
what made me more aware
right.
is when I realized I had no emotions to certain things that people had emotions to. And I really realized it. You know, like when like certain things would happen with certain people, like birthdays. I don't celebrate birthdays. You know, really. Like I don't really count it, just because my situation where I was when I was locked up, um, I had 16 joints, so I didn't count my I like football. So you take 16 years and you make it into 4 quarters. You know what I mean? Because football is 4 quarters. So it's 4 years each one. So that's how I did my time in jail. I did it through football. You know what I mean? And I broke the time down. You know what I
Right.
mean? So after I did 8 years, then I was at halftime. You know what I mean? After I moved after the halftime, then I was into, the next, quarter, which was the third quarter. That was the second half of my bid. I didn't count birthdays. You know what I mean? So, I mean, of course, sometimes, up in there, you celebrate them sometimes here and there. People make little cakes and stuff like that. But me personally, I didn't really count the birthdays. I was just counting the days to get out.
Mm.
So, that's something that had me keep my sanity to have me through to do my bid. You know what I mean? So I kind of had to trick myself with time so I can get through what I needed to get through. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was there to hold on to my sanity. So that's how I think it started. Because then when I got out here, a lot of people celebrated holidays, birthdays, Thanksgiving, and stuff like that. I didn't see the seriousness behind it. I wasn't attached to it. You know what I mean? Due to other things too, because I had knowledge of self after being incarcerated and started dealing with a lot of things and stuff like that. But I knew that that wasn't the way for me. You know what I mean? So to get detached from it mentally, I didn't even acknowledge it. But at the same time, doing that, there's other people around me that deal with these type of holidays, stuff that have a mental attachment to it, and that pushed me away from them. You know what I mean? So I started seeing on holiday time when everybody was going to get together to do stuff. I was being at home by myself. Thanksgiving, they was going to blah 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 house. I was fine. I had my little food and ready, but I'm watching the football game, talking to my boy, betting football tickets and stuff. I didn't care about. I wasn't into. I didn't acknowledge that. So that's when I started noticing that when things that a lot of people held. Death, death. That's another thing. When I've had family members or close friends to me that passed, my emotions wasn't connected to what everybody else did. I mourned, but I mourned differently than what a lot of other people did. You know what I mean? And that's when I started noticing that my emotions was detached from my feelings too far away. So I needed to become more aware of why it was like that. So that's what made me start to, dig a little deeper, because I had to do it with myself, and it was my daughter. That's really the main key. I had a child, I had my daughter. So that's what really wanted me to figure that out, because, I didn't want to do that with her, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So that's when I started doing my little digging, really, really so.
Nice. Nice. And how old is your daughter?
She's 11.
Nice. So about 11 years in the making, pretty much.
I'd
So,
probably say no, not 11. I'd probably say she was probably about 3 or 4 when I started really
mm,
doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Really, because I had a divorce. So stuff like that was dealing. That's around the time. So, just dealing with that and stuff like that. The separation, dealing with that with her and stuff. So yeah, that was a big part of me being able to wanting to really get to deal with self. I ended up getting the mirror put back in my face again. You know what I mean?
Mm, things of that nature.
Some of the things were I'm not 100% innocent. I'm not 100% at fault, but I do know I'm 100% where I'm 100% guilty with the way that I reacted to everything, and I could have reacted better. And I believe if I would have reacted better, if my mental health was if I was stable and in my right frame, I wouldn't have been in the situation that I am right now with a lot of things in my life. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't dealing with it with the right way. I didn't know. I thought I was, but I wasn't.
Well, you can't live out something that wasn't taught. So you have, we, because I'm a part of that core as well, we have to learn the hard way on many things, you know.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right about that. You're
So,
definitely right about that because, well, we could, I could just say in the way it happened to me. I was taught, but my grandfather raised me.
mm,
So, and my grandfather, he couldn't read. He's from South Carolina, main man from South Carolina, hardworking man. You know, we ain't need for nothing when with him, but he just couldn't read. You understand what I'm saying? So his literacy level, the way that he communicated with people was he showed us how to do this. You know what I mean? And by him not being able to communicate with that with writing, so that means it's hard. I believe that when you can communicate in all levels, talk, listen, hear, read, write, when you try to translate something to somebody, it's more acceptable for them. You understand what I'm saying? They can absorb it more. You feel me? So I learned from a man where a big generational gap. The way that he was raised and stuff like that was totally different. But I took a lot of after his ways. You know what I mean? With him, there was no, you do what I did and that's it. If you didn't do it, you got your ass beat. You got discipline. I,
that's
you know?
that's normally the norm. You know what I'm saying? Almost like, you know, we get disciplined. It's like, you better not cry. You better
Yeah.
not. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I'm not supposed to express myself or cry. For instance, like I shared something with you guys, with my parent, and how sick she is, and you know, and it, you know, let's get to this. I want to ask you because we're going to bypass that real quick. All right.
Heard you. I'm with it.
Okay. Okay. Um, prior to tonight's group, we spoke about the balance of being incarcerated, the mind of those that are incarcerated, I want to say, versus the minds of the free world. Was that a topic that you wanted to touch bases on?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, something about that too. Exactly, where it was that basically it was um, what's harder to deal with, being locked up in the physical or being mentally locked up and trapped in life. You know what I mean?
Like,
So
elaborate.
okay, so now what do we feel is more stressful and harder to maneuver in? Dealing with being locked up. If you're locked up in there, you're locked up physically. You know what I mean? But you can still maneuver, you can still live, you still live a life. But however, when you make that transition from being incarcerated out into the world, now you have to deal with other situations that are in the world. Like the responsibilities that were that that you have on the street that you didn't have when you were locked up. Simple responsibilities, you know what I mean? Paying bills, doing all this type of stuff, this and that. So now, when you're in the world dealing with life on life's terms, is it harder to dealing with life on life's terms? Not saying that it's not going to happen. People do it, but the mental edge of it is which one you think is like harder. You know what I mean? Like some people would say, I'll give another example. Some people would be like, oh, jail is easy, man. Like I can do that back and forth. But is it really easy? Just no responsibility.
Not many people have ever experienced being incarcerated. So we have to dance around that quite lightly. Now, if you and I are speaking and we're having a one-on-one conversation, I would say living in the world is no different from the cell. You know what I'm saying? And we're stricken mentally, we're stricken by the way we think. You know what I'm saying? Distraught thought. And we limit ourselves to what society has to foist upon us.
One thing I can agree with you what you say with that too. And you're definitely right about that. But one thing I say, when you've been incarcerated,
Mhm.
you you knew what your consequences were. On out here in the world, people don't understand what their consequences are. They get away with a lot of stuff to where there's no consequences. You understand what I'm saying?
Jerell,
So
Jerell, I want you to keep flowing, but I'm gonna add Sam Battles in.
go ahead, I don't mind.
Okay? But keep talking, King.
Yeah,
Peace to everybody. Welcome to Talk of the Town, men's and women's Tuesday night mental health support group. The floor is open. All is welcome. All is welcome. Peace to all my kings and queens out there.
yeah, so that's the only thing that I think is a little harder, you know what I mean? And especially like coming out here, just dealing with it, with navigating through how to deal with certain stuff out here, you know what I mean? And just some people, just even, let's forget about being even locked up or being incarcerated. Let's just say, and just being locked up in your brain, just being out in the world. You know what I mean? Just life just don't even, we all know people like that, grown people that, they act like they have no responsibility or they don't do nothing because of the pressure of the world just, brought you down and just, made you like that. You know what I mean? So that's more to what I would say to it too. Then we don't even have to do the incarcerated thing. You know what I mean? It's just like you could be mentally trapped. You know what I mean? In your brain, in your mind, you know what I mean? And that's what I was saying before. Sometimes some of us get mentally trapped into things, and it's not even that what it really is. And we get in our own way. You know what I mean? Because we're not regulated, because we're paranoid, because we suffer with depression, because we got anger issues. You know what I mean? Because whatever reason we got mother, daddies issues, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? But what you had said before was real deep when you had said a lot of us wasn't taught that. That's the thing. You know what I mean? A lot of us wasn't taught how to react when these type of things did. And it was okay to act a certain way when we did. You know what I mean? It was okay to. You know what I mean? It was all right to cry, or it was all right to, sit down there and maybe if you wanted to pout or whatever, as long as you was able to, after a while, explain to them, pick yourself up, move forward, and let's go.
Right. All right. Let me see if Sam is going to tap in. He sent another request. Peace again to all my people who's tapping in. I appreciate it. Uh, the host got to do the most, Big Coast. He's on vacation right now, so we're gonna do what we do. He'll be back in a couple of weeks.
We said, I feel as you grow, at some point you should know better. Oh, definitely. At some point, as you grow, you should definitely know better. Of course, that's without a doubt. Knowing better and still having the emotion of still that situation still doesn't change. You know what I mean? You still might feel stressful, or you still might feel depressed, or you still might be like that. But it's how you deal with it, how that emotion acts out. You know what I mean? That's to where you should change. You know what I mean? That's why I said that's where, because of before you used to act like that, maybe you used to, cuss or do whatever like that. But now you sit back, evaluate the situation instead of cussing, you figure out other ways to express your emotions instead of cussing, using curse words.
Hey Sam, you sent the request to be tapped in. I'm accepting it. I don't know what's going on in the meantime, in between time, but when you get that right, you figure it out,
He said I tried.
and it's not letting you. All right, hold on, King. Give me a second. I apologize for all of what's going on. If I look too close to the camera right now, um, give me a second.
That's all
All right,
right.
all right, Mr. Battles, I'm sending a request to you right now. If
Another,
anybody If anybody else would like to tap into tonight men's and women's mental health group, please feel free. Respect goes a long way. To all, this is a safe zone for us all. So it is a-okay, I promise you. Start off just a little bit and then it'll turn out into a lot. And I also too want to thank everybody, from the deep depths of, those who are tapping in. I thank you guys. As we proceed.
I think,
Um,
I think the main thing that, well, I can say for me, I can't say for nobody else. I'll just say for me, dealing with all those things that the depression or whatever the anger issues or whatever, the main thing that I dealt with that helped me deal with situations is ego. Ego is the main thing that had made me that I started actually dealing with my ego and how I reacted because of my ego. You understand what I'm saying? So when I started checking my ego, that's when a lot of things in life for me started looking actually a little better, a lot better actually. You know what I mean? When I had my ego in control, I didn't know for a while my ego was dictating to what I was doing. You know what I mean? So, you
yeah,
know,
ego goes a long way, man. Um, we wouldn't know that battle until, it's amongst us, Also too, Sam, I understand you may be in the airport. It's a lot going on with that. So they trying to probably like, keep certain things to a minimum, especially the live videos and things of that nature. But whatever it is, if you're in the country, going out of the country, please be safe. Safe travels to you and your family. And I appreciate you for the attempt. The timing is off, but
yeah.
talking about is here for everybody. So if not tonight, there's also another time, you know, whenever you want to tap in, we here. Sundays as well. But
I, yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. I wanted to hear my boy S1 say some stuff too. I know he was. I'm in my car working. Go ahead, do what you do, man. You already know. Get that bread, man. You get that bread, man. We know what you. No matter where you at, in the car, in the plane, go ahead, get it, man. Shoot.
And also too, man, I appreciate that you working to even be tapping in. For all my peoples, sometimes the camera might be looking crazy, whatever. Just pop it in and listen to the message. It's the message. Also too, for all my peoples out there, please hit the like button, share it, subscribe, do all of that. Please. You know what I'm saying? It's talking to town. This is for us. But I wanted to piggyback off of what you were saying, Jerell. Um, Using an I statement, like when I was incarcerated at one point, because I felt like the system had whooped me into submission. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you going to court, they give you long court dates, then you got to go through the whole process, especially when you're in the county, waiting hours, and, whoever experienced that that traumatic time of being processed and have to be in the bullpen for 8 9 hours and just you know things that's unruly, right? Um, I, man, you have to have a strong mind, and I was one to have a strong mind to overcome that for years and decades and ages at a time. You know, my first go around was the age of 13. You know what I'm saying? And to even begin to balance that out with the real world, man, it takes a lot because if you haven't experienced both worlds, then one will never know. You know what I'm saying? How high we would have to put our mental to overcome these obstacles. And then to come out here and, you know, not have some of the access to the things that we may have had in there because everything is handed out to us. It's like right there, the schooling, the programming, the anger management, the 12 steps, all of the different, what I'm saying, things that come with it. So when we come out here, it's like we panic, we freeze up. It's like, oh my God, it's like deer in headlights. And if a lot of us who aren't go-getters, you know, aren't able to go and get, then we just become submissive to what society is forcing upon us. We become submissive and part of the system, the system, which has again systematically grown. It grooms every year, you know, decade or century or whatever. It gets better and better with time. So coming out here, sometimes I'll be like, damn, living in the world is no different from myself. You know what I'm saying? It's just on a broader level, a broader scale. You know what I'm saying? But the same things that goes on out here, or even on the inside, goes on out here. It's just we're under a microscope in here, so it kind of seems like, you know what I'm saying? But coming out here, it's more of a mental challenge, and I believe that's where we should start seeking refuge in the support system. I think the support system is big. I could be wrong. What do you think?
No, I think without a support system, it's almost impossible to do by yourself. The weight in the world is gonna weigh anybody down, especially being a man and being a black man today. Without a support system, you ain't gonna, it won't work. You know what I mean? For a while, you'll be able to stand on the two, but at the end of the day, you need that. You need to have that release, that ease, that peace. You know what I mean? That love, that trust. You know what I mean? So, and all of that, it comes through with your support system. You know what I mean? So I don't believe that, without a sturdy and a good support system, you're gonna be able to, stay steadfast for too long. You know what I mean? You can make it and fake it for a while, but I believe after a while, it's just gonna show. Holes in it. You're gonna be, don't pop, little holes gonna start showing until you can't hold it together no more.
Right, right. I think somebody is tapping to come in, but you could continue talking. Okay, let's see if Sam is going to pop in. I know he's been wanting to touch us for a minute, and I know Mr. Battles have a lot to say. I can't wait.
He said definitely. Yeah. He said he sent you a request, so see if it come through.
I said I just tapped it in. Hopefully it'll come through. It could
So
be.
his reception may be where he's at because he driving in the car and stuff like that too.
but I definitely just accepted it. Yeah, welcome to Talking to Jerell. When we have something great going on, and this will be S1 first time. I've spoken to him in the past, maybe last year, even he was like,
D,
yo, ready to come.
DJ, DJ. Yo, you know what we really got to do, Sam? Sam, I can't do it no more. I just had back surgery, baby. But got to get on that basketball court. I can still shoot a little bit, a little tiny bit. I can still shoot a little tiny bit.
Don't do it. I know S1 to be a dancer. I've never seen him play basketball.
Nah, he played ball. He played ball, man. I'm trying. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's play ball, man. He played ball, man. He
No,
played ball.
no, man. I've never seen Sam Ray battles on the basketball court. Not at the South End Center, not at Yearwood, not at a Ripple. I've never seen it. He's a dancer. I can't
Okay.
do it.
All
But
right. Wait, what do you say? Man, I haven't played in years. I know it's been a long time. That's what I'm saying. Yo, no. That's used to get busy on that court, though. I'm trying to tell you, that's get busy, man.
he only did it because we was locked up. I'm telling you the honest to God truth.
He he had a game like the glove in that motherfucker. Like Gary Payton. Some people might not know who Gary Payton is, you know what I mean? But
Yo, like
Sammy,
old school niggas out on the
yo,
court.
yeah, say he don't know. He don't know. Yo, see, I'm trying to tell you, man. Hey,
Yo,
yo, Sam, I'm man. Yo,
literally,
Sam, yo, he used to be playing in tournament. You know, I'm just talking the truth. You know what I mean? Since we talk, you know what I mean. The time we got to speak the truth too. Then you got to keep it real.
Reparation H and Ben Gay going around after that game.
Nah, this we was young. Nah, we was young then. You got to think, yo, but we was young. We was in the pen. We was in our early 20s, bro.
Rel, you clearly about 50 now. You talk about 30 years ago.
Yeah. So what? I can still get on that court and do what I need to do. I'm an athlete, man. That don't stop nothing, man.
You
That
start
don't
to
stop.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, he said, yo, Sam said, stop playing. He said, I played for Stanford High. I played for Trinity Catholic. And this ain't nothing. I played sports.
Don't
We was
do
just talking about Dyke Lane. Don't do that. You see, I got the
it.
Mets joint on. I was just like,
Listen, Big Row. You just had back surgery. Hold on. When y'all want to have reminisce days, we're gonna name it Reminisce Sundays. We want to reminisce.
you right. You right. But you know what? The best thing about this, man, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. If you don't cry, you'll laugh, man. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's good that you can come around, brothers, brotherhood and show this type of, laughter and stuff like that, regardless of what we dealing with in life. You know what I mean? This is what it's all about. You know what I mean? Regardless of what. We sitting up here now, just, and look, my boy up there laughing and stuff like that. He said, I got kicked off the team. He said he got kicked off the team. He got
as
kicked
long
off.
as they got, as long as they got a couple of wheelchairs, crutches, canes, walkers, and shit like that after the game, preparation H, uh, uh, Tiger Bomb for these old niggas.
Yo, but yeah, well, I mean, this the thing about it though. Yo, you know what we gotta do though? No, this is what we gotta do. No, this is what we gotta do. We're gonna put it up here, man. And we're gonna start it with my joint too, because I got a little joint. Hold on. I got a little joint called, It Makes Sense. Right? So listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little collab, right? We're gonna do a push-up. Listen.
Talking about what niggas used to do 30 years ago, do
No,
not.
we're gonna talk about now. We're gonna talk about now. Look at this dude. We got him open now. Look. Oh man. See, I'm happy that we can make him laugh, man. That's what it's about, man. That's what it's good, man. Listen, what you need? Wait, hold up. Wait. Let me say something real quick. Wait,
Go ahead, sir.
wait, hold on. So I'm originally from the east side, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
hold on, and Sam, Sam, the N, and and bump you from the town. You know what I mean? West Side, Wild West. You know what I mean? So but wait, what water you drunk? Because I just saw you doing dips and all. So what makes it think that you can do that, but we can't do what we do?
I'm just saying, listen, I'm excluding myself from that
Why? Why?
because prior to this, we was kicking it, and I was like, yo, I worked out, my body kind of. hold on. Let's talk about the off-screen shit. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, you know, getting my old man on. I was ready to take a nap, but I gotta stay dedicated to talking to town. So prior to the engagements, I was telling you like I worked out, I just ate. I don't know. So I really don't know at this point, Jerell. I really, no. What, I don't know what you can do versus what you can't, baby. So my
Okay,
bad.
yeah, but I'm just saying, but no, this is what I'm saying though. But because now I'm starting to, that's why I said, wait, hold on, because I know you older than me, and I just saw you doing jumping jacks and doing all type of stuff, right? So I know that where I'm at, I'm like, whoa, we laughing with me. Oh, wait a minute. So that's why I said, wait a minute, pause. What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So, but I know right now. Like I said, yeah, I had a little back surgery and stuff. So I know, yeah, I know. Like I said, I do a little jumper. That's about it right about now. But you were saying, because I was talking about S. Diddy, I was talking about my boy Sam. Hey, Sam, wait a minute. What's going on, Sam? Wait, what's the joke about now? Because I saw Sam play ball, and you started laughing when I said about him playing ball. And it's the truth.
I just know Ray. I know Ray to be a dancer. He be locking and popping. Even when he was weighing in at a heavyweight. I seen him grab the foot, do the kick and play, jump over the foot. I seen all of that. I'm just thinking what I seen. But then you said you seen him play basketball, and then I'm just trying to get a timeline on this. Then you said about 30 years ago.
Oh man, yo.
I figure this out on a men's group because tonight is the men's group. So I don't know if y'all gonna play and laugh because we do that on Sunday.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with this. Nah, to help you out. So listen. So what we gonna start doing now? What's gonna be challenge? Gonna be push-ups or something like that?
I'm already in rare form.
I'm
Y'all
not
cool.
talking about. I'm not. See. We talk about. You talk about. I'm talking about. We, all of us. So what? We just gonna start calling out everybody, and what? They got to start sending in pictures doing 10 push-ups or something like that, and then we can see who could do 10 push-ups and who can't 20, 30, 40, 50.
No, what I'm doing, I'm gonna say me because in my Trump hands and my Trump voice, what I'm doing. You see, you guys, what I'm doing is like no other. I'm trying to make America great.
Yeah. Oh man, here you go, man. Here you go.
Hey yo, welcome to Talking to Town Tuesday night. I'm trying to make America great.
Dude.
I don't know. We're all talking about 10 push-ups. That's
It's yo, you laughing. You laughing. You sitting down actually laughing about that. I bet you no, I can bet you this. I'll bet you this right now. I'm 50 years old. It's dudes that's 20 years old that can't do 10 push-ups. I'm talking about 10 real 10 right now, 10 push-ups.
a shot. Big bro, that's a shot, big bro, to the youth, big bro. Don't do that.
10.
Big bro, that's a straight shot to the youth, big bro. Don't do that.
You see?
I
Yo,
don't believe that. I don't believe that. But I tell you what, though, I'm up for the challenge. He
Oh,
not
you
lying.
remember what your car said? Look, he ain't lying.
Nigga, is you still in the building and you not at work? I love my boy. Yeah. Go be with the fam, nigga. Yo, listen. If you 20 years old and can't do push-ups, you big for nothing.
No, we can't. No. They can't. You can't. Yo, you can't say that, bro. Some people just don't have that. What you talking about? They just don't have it nowadays. Nowadays is different than what when we came up. It was different. You better know how to read, and you better know how to do. You better go outside and know how to take out the garbage and do that type of stuff and multitask. It's different. It's a different day. It's a different time. It's different. I'm trying to. You never know, man. That's why I said. You see, I said, well, I go outside and you walk around and look, and you can look down and you be like, oh man, this. You see people struggling with. I see people struggling with stuff now on a regular. And I got a bad back. I'll be at the grocery store and I'll help somebody with something to do, and I'll be like, wow, this is. And they struggling with it, and I'm helping them. It's a different time, man.
Yo,
People
so can I ask you a question between you and I?
talk to
So,
me.
so when you see me getting in rip form, doing, my stuff, I like to show it. I just don't show 30 seconds because, certain people like the front, show, oh, I'm in the gym today, do a couple of this, and then they get off.
Okay, I get you, Bubba. We're not talking about. Hey, talk about you. Go ahead.
Did that motivate you to want to get up and get active?
What motivate me?
No, I'm just saying, when you see me getting active, did that give you a sense of motivation?
Well, I honestly, I I wouldn't say it motivated me. I couldn't say that it definitely didn't motivate me. I liked it to see you doing that because I know that that's an outlet. You understand what I'm saying? I know working out is a good outlet, for a lot of things. So when I saw you doing that, it kind of inspired me to maybe want to start getting back into being a little bit more active doing things like that. You know what I mean? So I definitely say that was a good thing. You know what I mean? And I say the more you do it, the more it'll help you and the more it'll help other people see you do it at a consistent level, because that's the problem. I think that's the situation with all of us that we do. We lack consistency. You know what I mean? And doing it at an elite level. You know what I mean? Because you could be consistent, but not be consistent at an elite level. So somebody's consistent here, but if you are at an elite level, you're doing it like this. You know what I mean? So, and then when you're doing that, it's like I said, it's helping you mentally, physically through a lot of things. You know what I mean? So that's what I said. It definitely inspired me to want to do other things, even if it was working out. Like I said, right now, I can't physically work out as much as I could, and I want to. You know what I mean? And just so you know, if I was at my top shape at 360, I'll blow you up out of the water. I was 360 doing pull-ups, chin-ups, all type of stuff. I'll blow you out the water. My
Yo,
size bump my size. I was 360 doing 25 pull-ups, front, backwards, and stuff. It's different, bro. It's different. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's different, bro. I'm trying to tell you it's different. It's different, man. Yo, Bump, let me tell you this. Yo, Bump, let me tell you this. Let me just say this.
Cole said we lack discipline.
Yeah. Yo, yep. Yeah. We like discipline. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to stay it's hard to stay disciplined. You know what I mean? It's hard to. And that's what I said. Yeah. He right. He definitely right about that.
Because today was one of those days I didn't want to work out because my body is bust out. I got to go right back and do the dips tomorrow. I got to get right back in the yard and, you know what I'm saying? But hold on, Jerell, because you got me feeling some. So you said 360?
No,
So
I'm saying, yeah,
I'm
no, my weight was 360. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying, yeah, bump, yeah. See, but you wasn't, like I said, this a time, and we ain't talking 2, 3, 4 years. I'm talking 10, 15 years. Like, I was in there with him. And yo, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. That's what I said, it's different. It was crazy, man.
Hey, Rel, I'm just saying I'm weighing in at 247. I'm trying to get down to 240.
It don't
So,
matter, man. 240. You know what I used to do with 247? That was warm up bump. Stop, don't do that bump. That was warm up. Then jump on the ground and do 75, 50 push ups and then jump back on there. I could put Tone up here too. I can call somebody. I can call a real old dude too. We can call Tone. Get Tone up here. Oh, a lot of old yo. It's crazy, man.
nah, I know you was a big, yo, Sleep. I know you
Crazy.
was a big bruiser.
It was
Uh-oh.
crazy.
What was never 240? He was.
Oh, whatchamacallit said. Kareem said you used to be, yo, you a solid 240. He said you were solid 240.
Yo, you know what? Watching I show y'all what's really going on. I'm gonna stay covered up. I'm chilling. We keep everything in house until it's time, and then y'all gonna be like, "Damn, Bumper Beast!" Like, and I'll be 52 in September.
That's good. That's what I'm saying. You see? So how you done broke the century mark and you can do it. What water in Stanford you was drinking that nobody else was drinking?
Not well. Let me tell you. Now I ain't gonna give y'all the remedy, man. Just check me out. Just check me out, man. Just just check me out, man. I'm gonna put videos up and I'm gonna let them hit like 500-600 views and then I'm gonna take them down. So if y'all go back and y'all looking for a certain video, I took it down. But tomorrow I'm gonna be in the dip yard. So tap in and watch me get that correct dip money, lock and load. But I'll be 52 in September. I'm just motivated. I see myself over the next few months in a different zone, a different, you know what I'm saying, physically, I'm looking, that's why I'm screaming and talking about the credit, you know what I'm saying? I want y'all to rock with me with that. We could grow and build our credit together. One don't know. That's why a few weeks ago, Coach Toya and I was talking about financial literacy. I don't know it all. I'm just going about the way I've learned, and by talking with dealing with the bank and things like that. So I'm going out to retrieve the information to come back to share it on Talk of the Town. I'm not saying that I started out with my credit 630 or above 600. No, I had to start from the bottom. Just like everybody else, do not utilize their credit. So being that I understand the bigger picture, I am utilizing what I know how and know best to get my credit to 850. So by the time September come my birthday, I want to go tickle my fancy. So I have my mind set on something. With my mind being set on a goal, the prize, I'm going to also pour into Talking to Town, pour into my physical, pour into the people that is pouring into me. So the more you guys pour into me, the more I get back out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
My boy was just saying, he was just saying to add on what you said. He said he tapping in on that because we was building on that too about the credit and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's something that's real essential. You know what I mean? Something once again, something we wasn't really taught. We had to learn about it late in the game. You know what I mean? But it's all gravy. You know what I mean?
but
So
this is what the platform is for. You know what I'm saying? And the ideal is to bring us together, unity within the community. And then we could go out and unify and do whatever we need to do. You know what I'm saying? As a unit, as individuals, but we need a support system. We need to get our legs up under us. So it's just like working your legs. A lot of people, when we work out, we don't want to do the legs, and the legs that's the foundation. You know what I'm saying? Without the legs, you get hit in the face. You be all like, when you be doing the stanky leg and shit, when some itch on your temple or your cranium get rocked, and then our legs be all over the place. That's because we're not, you know, our foundation isn't solid. It's not, you know what I'm saying? So we have to get our legs up under us, man, and have a solid, ground to, cornerstone or something where we could, what I'm saying, even out and build from there, you know. So I look at everything as a challenge from this point on. I was a person, that I had to learn how to walk again. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn literally how to walk again. I was paralyzed for 2 months straight. So it's a blessing to be back at, a point in life where I'm able to do what I'm doing. It is a blessing. And as long as I'm able, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pushing that off to you, Jerell, and anybody else who have suffered medical conditions or who has a medical history on, whatever it is we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Work around the injury. If there's an area where you're weak, work your legs, work your core. That'll eventually start to build the little muscles in your back, your core. Once your core is strong, then everything else you can formulate around that. You know what I'm saying? And I just deem that to be true, man. So what you guys see me do is just not some overnight stuff. Like, I know I could do it, and I know I could be an influence. I know I could motivate. I know I could, you know what I'm saying, give my peoples that I'm not gonna say look up to me, but just look at me like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I could do that too. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So we have to push and challenge one another, man, on all levels. And my way of doing it is to talk about it while we lead by example. You know what I'm saying? That's just leading by example. We can talk about it. I could talk about top of the town, but we're 60 shows in. Consistency beats everything. Whether it's one person or two person, whether it's 100,000 or it fluctuates. You know what I'm saying? Because everything goes up and down. You know what I'm saying? Life. You know what I'm saying? But when we dedicated to the cause and we discipline, you know what I'm saying? We could take it to that next level. And I don't lack discipline. The host coach made mention of that. We need discipline, and with that, you have to be motivated. You have to really be locked in to accomplish, especially when we get up there in age, because it gets harder. You know what I'm saying? So we really will have to put our mental in a spot without distractions, without, okay, back-to-back days, I received crazy phone calls where I didn't want to go to the trail and work out. But guess what? I did it. Today was one of those days. Mentally, I didn't have a lot going on, but I did just get some disturbing information, but I filtered that out. I took what I wanted and I put that in my pocket. So prior to me calling you, I went, sat by myself, put the music on, no Facebook, no nothing. I didn't want you guys to see what I was doing today. And then I got down and got busy. You know what I'm saying? After I did it, it was like, damn. You know them days, bro, when you don't want to work out, you like, I don't want to do shit. But when you get like in that 6th and 7th set, like,
It's the best set. It's the best set. It's the best workout.
Yeah, so you already know. It's like the 4 quarters of a bid of what you was talking about. And I got by that, and then I had to have a little inside talk with you, to sit down and give you guys a Tuesday night show, And so here we are. It's dedication and motivation and discipline,
I think that was me. No, I fixed it. No, another thing I wanted to add on what you were saying too, Bump, was that another thing I wanted to Sam said he's still trying to tap in.
try it right now. Is there anybody else who would like to tap in tonight's show? If anybody want to tap in, if anybody has some wise words of wisdom to add on to the group, you're more than welcome. If you don't want to be seen, you could shut your camera off and still speak.
I'm just waiting for. I'm waiting for my counterpart to come on. He said he got something that he burning desire that he want to share. Something that me and him was talking about, and it was about how your reaction, how we react to certain things and stuff like that. So I just want him to kind of let him finish doing what he's doing. You know, he got 2 daughters. You know what I mean? Man, work full-time job home. He got to get him situated, and then he said he's gonna jump on in a minute. But one thing I wanted to also add too was that when you said to come together, a good way to get people to come together also too, Bump, is like I said, you have to be versatile. You know what I mean? You have to allow people which this always have me feel comfortable while I'm here. I've always felt comfortable. You know what I mean? That's one thing. Always acceptance. You messaged me after one time. You know, from I was watching. You sent me a thumbs up. I said, "Oh shoot, I didn't even know you saw me watching up here." You know what I mean? So. You know, it's always been accepting and welcome for me to come up here and share. You know what I mean? I've never felt or took anything from being up here. Sometimes, you know, things up here might be a little direct, you know, but you need that. You know what I mean? We men. You know, we still are men at the same time. You know what I mean? So when these type of things do happen or somebody express themselves, they might express themselves in a little way that might be abrasive to some people. But let's deal with it. And if you do, express yourself and say it. I've seen it, and it's fine. It's fine. As long as we work through the situation after we come to an agreement, we move forward and we're going. You know what I mean? So, but what I said that to say this is that it's good to do stuff that a lot of stuff that people can relate to. Like I said, like, you know, before you was telling me where, you know, something that you said that you was doing, but you didn't want to do that today and you want to go work out. You know what I mean? Yo, show your joints up there. I like those when I was little. You know, Legos. I'm a Lego man from when I was a little kid. You know what I mean? I like that. You know what I mean? And little things like that. I do art. I got some art stuff that I'm gonna start putting up and stuff like that. I love art. Not me. I think I can draw and paint, but I like to watch art. I like to go to museums and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? So we can sit up here and talk about that. We don't know what people got to talk. If anybody knows something about art, share it with me. Let me know. Certain artists and certain stuff like that. You know, I like those type of discussions. You know what I mean? We could talk about that too. You know what I mean? On a day-to-day, on sometime basis. You know what I mean? Fishing. We could talk about fishing. You know what I mean? And it could roll into whatever discussion and topic that we're talking about. You know what I mean? So it could be relative to everybody. I camp. I go camping. That's one of my main. That's one of the main things that I do to keep me grounded every year. Is that I take a trip for 1 week and I leave all the outside world behind me and I go camp. I go camping. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's just one thing that I do. And a lot of people might look at me. I tell people all the time, whoever want to go camping, everybody look at me like I'm crazy. Oh, you going out in the woods? I ain't doing that. But it's so grounding. It's so welcoming. It's so I feel so safe out there. You know what I mean? I get to let some stuff out that I wouldn't let out in other times. And it's just it's nice. Get grounded, like I said. So, you know, and people want to do that. You can come out, let's go camping. I do it every July. I pick a park throughout Connecticut and we go and we camp for 2 days. I usually get 2-3 sites and I stay there for a couple days. You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, you gotta be able to relate with a lot of people. You know what I mean? And show certain things that you talk about it. Like you said, you talking about credit. You're gonna get somebody that's gonna open up. And we talking about credit, but then now you're gonna open up about other things, and then you have a discussion about other stuff like that. Each one teach one. You know what I mean? We multi.
I believe sooner than later, because that conversation is dope, and it'll help us excel and propel in life to a level to where it's like, damn, I leveled up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you guys what it's like. You know what I'm saying? Those that's paying attention and those that think it's a game, we're going to talk about it. We're going to go through the steps. But when I get to that step, and like I said, the Kareem Gaskins, when I was in the trail a few days ago, I went live. I was like, they're going to see when I step in to that dealership where, when I go get what I want, and I'll be like, yo, let me get that. Let me get that helmet. Let me get them boots. Let me get them gloves. Yo, what's that? Yo, you got the camera joint to put on all of that? Yeah, let me get all that. Out of here. When I wake up that morning, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this thing, this machine.
One thing you did motivate me to do. One thing you did motivate me to do on my travels. I stopped in we had a Ducati joint up here, and I stopped in there and I looked at the road bikes, Ducati joints. I looked at one month, right? Because I said I haven't treated myself in a very long time, but I can't. They nice though. They nice. They nice. The street ones, I just walked in there. I did a little window shopping because I saw it. Circle back. Oh, babe, circle back. I gotta look. And I went and looked and walked up in there.
Right.
Those things are unbelievable, man.
So I'm not gonna be in specific because I don't want to create. I'm not saying you guys, but this is true too because sometimes we cast our jewels upon swine and everything isn't for everyone. And sometimes, we might speak ahead of time and put our blessings in a ring of hate. And
Hey, Bump, hold on. That's to cut your wisdom. Dave said he's trying to tap in too.
okay. I got the craziest story. Oh my God.
Tap him in, man. No, hey, I was just talking with S, and you talk about the story. Now somebody tap him in, man.
You want to hear it?
You tap him in, or I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna hear it anyway. Call it, tap him in.
Listen, you one of them, dude. Man, we need you on the Sundays, man. Sundays, baby. Rel want to be with the shit. I shot it out there. I don't know what's coming. Oh boy.
Hey, yo. To me, this is greatness right now. All right, we got an all-star legend in the crib right now. Like, for y'all who don't know, I gotta take my hat off to them right here. All right, you sitting up just living luxurious and just chilling. Yeah, but this is the nigga right here. All right. I'm not gonna let you front and be humble and everything like that. This is wrong, yo. Hey, let's stop. So back in the days, can I tell this story? It's gonna be appropriate. All right. I'm just telling you how you made me want to level up. All right. Everybody know that I used to work at, Bever Street Avon, right? You would come in with baddies like daily, like weekly, yo. I mean, just plain and simple. I'm a lane working at the ticket office or ripping up tickets. I'm like, yo, it's $8, for back in the days. This
$8.
dude, yeah, back in the I'm talking about 93,
That was a
94.
lot
Right?
of
I'm
money.
going on
Yeah.
like that's the bump has been bumped, right? Right. I'm not even going back to Pop Warner, right? Because I can go there too. Because your shift left, right? It's crazy, yo. All right. So we're not even getting the football. All right. But this dude pulled out something and everything had a band around it. Everything had a band around it. Um But from word, and we talking about credit, and again, the love that you've always given. You never look down on nobody. You always show love. Always trying to give wisdom. Yo, let's say after all these years, yo, just mad respect, B. Just mad respect. You always gave love. You never looked down on nobody. And if we talking about things like credit and things like that, like I learned that shit the hard way, and I made some shit happen, and it's something that I may be able to help with, like for the conversation, right? Just things that I've learned that maybe can help us understand what credit actually is, why it's important, why it's not important, things like that, yo. I think this conversation is more than overdue and is so important in our community. I just want to be a part of it, however I can be a part of it, if that
You,
makes sense.
There you
you're
go.
you right now from this point forth. You are part of it. You are a voice. This voice needs to be heard, and
Nice.
it, it's going to take more people like you, like us, to come forward. It's just going to take time, but we're here. And from
Yeah.
today forward, you know what I'm saying? You more than welcome, bro.
Yo, and the more I know, when this is gonna happen, the more I'll be a part of it. Well, if send me something, let me know that's about to pop. If I'm good,
Oh, we
I'll be
gotta
there.
talk. We gotta talk. We
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
talk.
we
We
got
gotta
other
talk
things to talk
anyway.
about. Like,
Yeah,
we got some real good things to talk about.
yeah,
And you got to feel offline. You got to feel bump in
yeah.
on what we talked about. But nah, this is just real talk. It's I right now I raise my family. I'm in Georgia, and I raise my family in a community where it's like North Stanford, right? And we got YNs running around here with ski masks, just trying to be so tough. And I'm just like, yo, that ain't the move because you don't got to do that, yo. You can be a doctor, a lawyer, like all these things you can be, right? Your parents may have been like that
Right,
and kill themselves to get you into a better situation. You ain't
right.
gotta be like that, right? Because the results of what you can end up, where you can end up being, is something you're not built for, and most people ain't built for it. I ain't built for it. Like that real. I'm not built for it. Right?
Hey,
I
Dave,
don't mean I can't go for it.
not to cut your wisdom, my host Mark, he put it up every Tuesday, 7 and 9. So make sure you read the comments as you give your wisdom.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna check you and figure out what's going on.
I'm
But
adding,
y'all understand where I'm coming from, right? Like
Yeah.
these
I'm adding
it,
somebody up. Go ahead with your wisdom, because people
nah,
was saying,
nah, but these young boys, they don't. I mean, right? We talk, right? How we
Yeah.
was then, right? But it was still a little bit different. Where now our generation as parents, we've been able to do things that ours wasn't able to do. Seeing different things, niggas got passports, and just crazy things that ours didn't never had. And our kids, some of our kids is just wilding out.
They're not
And
taking advantage of what the situations they have. They don't understand.
exactly,
They don't
they
understand
want to
and
be.
even the sacrifices that people had to go to get them to the position they are right now. They don't understand that the
Yeah, no
actions
doubt.
that you do today. I'm dealing with the same thing right now with my nephew. That's what I just said. My nephew right now is on the run. You
uh
understand what I'm saying? Right now I'm dealing with that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's 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 hard, like I said, that's my mental thing that I'm dealing with right now. Then it's like, but you know what? If you don't want no help, then what can I do? I can't sacrifice myself, my peace, and my home over
Nah,
here
nah, nah, nah.
for
You
what you're
can't, yo.
doing
You
over
can't.
there. You know what I mean?
Nah. You can't. You can't because if you believe in me, you trust in me, you come to me when you need shit,
Okay, right.
right? When you need shit. But when I try to tell you shit, you don't want to listen. That ain't an equal 50. That's not a 50-50 kind of like we're not
No,
rocking together like that.
no,
You know
no,
what I mean? You just want to
no.
do your thing
Sam,
and want to get.
hey Sam,
Go
I
ahead, bro.
just said, I don't know why this isn't letting Sam Ray battles in. I'm
See,
accepting it, but
see him. Sam might be red flagged. He might be red flagged. He might owe Facebook some money. He might.
what though? But Dave, you want to know what I want to say to you?
Go
I
for it.
want to where I'm at. I'm kind of having that same issue. So it seems like this is amongst us. So I'm going to say this as far as problem solving.
Go for it.
So I was working out yesterday. I don't never use the gym or nothing like that. But I did yesterday for the first time because it has something in it that I want to be able to use to implement for for my workout, right? So
Hey
Yeah.
when I
bump, hey bump. Somebody trying to tap in. My bad. They just sent me a message. They said, "Look at your inbox."
yeah, but
It
it's,
should be.
which one is it?
It makes sense.
All right, I'm doing them right now. He should be able to get it. Um, I don't want to lose my train of thought. I want to
I'm
make sure.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No. I want to make sure he get in, and then I'm going to give the solution.
Go for it.
I've accepted it. I sent an invite to it makes sense. Let's see if he tap in. So what I was going to say was the property manager. I pulled him to the side and I was giving them jewels because they don't keep the gym open 24/7. They like to trash the laundry room, anything that's for us. They want to vandalize it. The kid, you know what I'm saying? And I think
Yeah.
I believe the reason behind that is we don't give enough to them and for them. You may have to pull the property manager to the side and address some of the issues that we see when they go home. You might have one or two that live on grounds, and
Mhm.
that will have to sacrifice to have open community night. So this was a talk, I swear to God, just like yesterday. So my pitch to the property manager was like, "Oh, we got to get these young kids in here because I see them too, doing things and being disrespectful. What kids do. But if we don't get connected and really take that step forward, then bro, we're just full of hot air. So unity in the community.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta start doing things in the community.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, Thursday night, might have a bingo night, Scrabble night. Shit. I even pitched in, I'll teach them how to play chess, build Legos. Shit, we could
Oh, you
shoot.
ain't built for that. Yo, you ain't built for that. Like I want to
That's
rock
what I
with you
keep
on
trying
chess,
to
yo.
tell him. He keep
Yo,
talking.
yo, yo,
Yo,
yo,
Jay, he keep
yo.
talking about
Okay, all
stuff.
right.
That's what I
So, all
said,
right. So we
man.
go. So we need to
That's what
find
I
some kind of
said,
app
man. This dude be
where we can
buck.
all
He be
play
yo,
online.
man.
All right. But look at his face. Like he's serious. He focused right now. Like he like yo. You don't want no parts of this.
Yo,
he say you don't want no parts of chess.
listen, I'm trying to stay on. Everybody know I smash dancing. Y'all don't want me to listen.
He about to go in, yo.
I don't care if you pull out a chessboard. I don't
He about
care if
to
you pull
go
out a.
in.
What does
He
that
about to go
mean?
in.
But what does that mean?
Like I was saying, we could present. different things to these people. But if we're
I
not
agree.
willing to sacrifice for what we talk about and what we stand on, it's nothing but hot air. I can't show you guys everything because then it kind of makes me look like, oh, Bump just doing this, Bump just doing that. When in all actuality, I'm just sharing bits and pieces to get my people motivated, to kind of get a push behind y'all. That's all I'm doing, low key, without actually saying it. So what I would rather do is set my camera up and show you guys, like, this is an everyday life for me.
And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna set up and play a chess game. But you got you. But go ahead.
No, hold on. Let me jump in real quick. Here's the problem. And I'm gonna go back to the music, right? Because if you go back to 90, 89, 90, 91, 92, hip hop was a thing, right? Borough, every artist had their own sound. So when somebody came on, you knew exactly who it was. Facts, right? You knew exactly who it was. The messages that came out of that music was getting out of the situation he was in and doing something better,
Right.
right? This generation goes from being the hustler to the user to being a customer, and they embrace that. It's so crazy that you embrace being a user. How do you want to be the customer and you think that's cool, right? But at the same time, trying to be the tough guy. It don't make no sense to me. Again, I got a 22-year-old and a 19-year-old, and they both is different, but they friends, they crew, and everything like that. Like they don't get it. They don't understand. They ain't grow up. They never seen Third Ave or nothing like that in their life, but they act like they lived it. Does that make sense, Bump?
It does. I'm listening.
Nah, you gotta do what you gotta do. You getting prepared for the L that I'm about to hand you.
I gotta plug up my phone. I wanted to shut you
Nah,
guys
you
off.
good. Nah, you good. I think we lost well though.
He'll tap back in.
But I mean, I just think the game has changed. And I don't know if it's changed for the better or the worse because in 89, 90, 91, our peoples was saying that the game was changing for the worse. But I think it was one of the greatest times in hip hop and the culture, like historically.
Right.
You know, changing how it's been changing. What do you think it actually is?
Well, that's the way it's designed. We have to flow with it. And in the midst of it, that's when we get a hold of as many as people as we can and teach one each one, man. Yo, we have to build a whole new village. We have to build a whole new community, bro.
No,
And
I know, but my question is not to cut you off, but my question is, what do you think they are right now? So in order to rebuild and build something, we got to understand where they are. What do you think they are personally?
my personal,
Yeah, what do you think they are personally? Because it's a crazy place, yo. Like we was wild, we was crazy, we did some crazy shit, but there was ethics, there was rules, there was a hierarchy. All right, there's things you didn't do, you didn't say, you couldn't walk on every block. Like you had to. I mean, like there was. Am I right or wrong? Am I talking crazy?
what happened was,
No, no. First, you gotta tell me if I'm talking crazy.
oh, you're not,
All right.
okay? Misguided. Okay, hold on. Jerell send me. Hey Sam, I really don't know why this is not letting you in, and I don't like it. I'm gonna send you a request right now, Sam. Everybody, okay, you're not. Okay, hold on. Hey Sam, I just sent you a request. Hopefully it'll pop you in. If not, I'm gonna try. It all makes sense. I don't know why this is doing what it's doing, but what I do know is tonight is spicy, and the devil is going to try to block the most important stuff. So Sam, I respect that the efforts, and I see that you are trying to get on. Much love and respect. I will keep trying to add you and accept your invite. I do not know what's going on. It all makes sense. I'm going to try to tap you in too. I see you being patient as well.
Hey, Bump, do you think we should back out? Like me and you should back out and let Rel start a new one, and then we just join back?
No,
Maybe like
actually,
reset it that way.
no, because it's actually on me.
Oh, all right.
It's something up with Sam. Hey, Relly, tell it all makes sense. Tell it makes sense to pop back in, so I can send him
Yeah,
in.
that's what I did. I popped back out and popped back in, and then it showed up on my joint.
I can hear you. I can't see you though.
Okay, I'm gonna try to tap it all makes sense in right now, so he should be seeing it. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm gonna thank everybody and everybody that's continuously being in the chat. I thank everybody for hanging out through our little flaws. But we here. Yo, it makes sense. I sent it.
Yo, he said, don't worry about it. The devil don't win. He said he in the building. He here. He watching.
Definitely.
All right.
And that's the attitude that we have because see, we have a very positive thing, bro. And when we all come together, I promise you, this is not the first time. When we all get together, they get scared, man. They get scared, man. Yo, we so powerful beyond this measure, we don't have no idea until we actually do it, man. Let's keep doing it. But let me get to regular programming. I believe it's a big disconnect, man. Even with my host, because we talk about this on Talk of the Town. At times, I feel like we will have to bring this back. I'll be 52. I'm 51. Coast is 41. So we're trying to bridge the gap. And in the meantime, in between time, from that 41 to 51, I'm looking back and I'm asking the young guard, like, yo, why y'all don't respect us? Like, yo, where we went wrong? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where is that disconnect? So we can at least try to double back in 42. Okay, 42. He on it. He in the building. Nigga, go be with your family. If you could be in the chat, nigga, then you could be doing the show. He make everything go right. I love my boy. This is why I fuck with him. But we have to reconnect, man. And it starts like right where you're at. You have to go and reach out to the property manager, man, and you have to start putting things up, man. Start making ices for the summer. We have to start.
They don't know nothing about that.
But hear what I'm saying. This is not a talk show about what they don't know anything about. It's about capitalizing off of our mistakes, man. If we want to put solutions to certain things, see, that's what I'm saying. I just don't want to be talking about what we're not doing or what once used to be and what was never was. We have to.
No.
Right. So
Facts. No, facts.
we have to bypass that and start putting into the now. Like these are things like as I'm talking to you guys, these are things that and this is the perfect time to use the I statement, where I'm trying to implicate that within my community. So therefore, once that gets on track with the young lady who works in the office and her supervisor, then I'll be able to show that on Talk of the Town. Like, yo, boom, tonight we're going to have Scrabble night, game night with the kids in the community. Because a lot of times these mothers, these parents be so zoned out, they can't even do. So it has to take somebody that has the wits, the balls, the courage to step up and be like, yo, I'm dedicated to Thursdays and Tuesday nights. We need a game night. Because these kids, they, like, we see what we see, but why speak about it and not do anything about it? What makes us great is when we gather and build unity in the community. So now this is that. Like, damn, look at my work. Okay. So next summer, we start implementing kickball games. Take the kids out to the softball field. If we don't start, listen, if we don't start, then it's easy for us to sit back and be like, oh, these kids don't respect us. These kids this, these kids that. I don't want to have that kind of language when I go out there. So since I've been putting in the work in my community, now when I see these little dudes, they just don't see me like the older gentleman that's pulling my cart, bringing my stuff in the trash, or just going to get my mail, and I see and hear them, but I'm not doing anything. I'm not checking them, letting them know, yo, don't use that profanity. The laundry rooms aren't 24 hours because you guys are vandalizing. But if we're giving back to the kids and letting them know, yo, you want to get in the sign? Come on, let's go build these Legos. Let's try to build a community pot where we could go and buy these different things, bingo games, and
Damn.
And,
So
if we don't
you saying if I can jump in, you saying we got to connect with them first before they will give us the respect to even hear about the past, our stories and things like that, and how they can get better. We gotta step up and be better before we can expect them to be better. Like, we gotta do a better job. Like, that's what I'm hearing from you. Like, and you're dead. I never thought about it like that. You dead right. Like, we got to show up and show the love and
talk about what the kids are doing in the community and somebody else's kids, and then you're sheltering your kids. You know what I'm saying? What are you saying? Don't be like them. No, you have to, if we're not going to love thy neighbor, then know thy neighbor. Yo, you see these little kids, what's up? Yo, come over here. I got a bag of kicks, sneakers, shoes, pants, shirts. Yo, what size you? Come here, little man. Just pick one out, random. Yo, take it.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you.
Yeah.
So, then they go home with their parent. Where you get them shoes from? Because I was told he just went back to Connecticut. We pulled up and we was kicking it to these young kids, and one of the young boys' moms came out. I'm gonna touch bases on that on the later note because there's so much information behind single moms and why they're single and the kids manipulating the mothers, and when a good dude come around, be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And it's let's just try to connect with the kids, man. If whoever's watching this and listening, let's connect with the children in our community, man. We have to build unity in the community. Just don't see them, let them be out there. You gain their respect by acknowledging it. When we act like they don't matter and we don't acknowledge them, that shit makes them feel like how I will feel. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you and your kid. Oh, you got your kids over there. You see, I don't got a bike. You see, I'm running around in the playground with my head chopped off. We all can see that. So why not pull that child to the side? You know he's trouble. It all starts with us. And then the word would spread, man. It'll be word of mouth. Bingo night. Yo, OG over there, man. Yo, yeah, yo, watch out for OG. He see us. So now they look at. They, because they know it's discipline. They know it's the greatest source of energy. They know it's information lurking. And these kids aren't stupid. But when we start acknowledging them and showing them love that they probably don't even get from home, it's a win-win situation. But it all starts from where you're at in the community, And that's just being on some real stuff. We could come up here and talk about it, but I like to talk about solution. So the solution is go to the property manager and tell them we need a bingo night. We need to probably keep the pool open. Oh, and the lady that works on grounds, she sacrifice too on Thursday, on Tuesday nights. To want to close the office at 8 instead of 6 or whatever the case is. So there's always around to sell a pitch to somebody that they could be like, unity in the community. That sounds about right. And then you go around and pick the best people, but you got to be dedicated. You have to be disciplined enough to know what it is when you get out of work on days you don't want to have game nights, on days where you had a bad day. So you have to factor in all of this. When me and Co started talking to town, we're almost 60 shows in. We have not missed a day. So you have to factor in, damn, Jerell, man. You got something to talk about? Because I really, Coast ain't going to be around. I worked out, kind of want to go to, you know what I'm saying? You have to be dedicated. So it was a spark of energy somewhere in between that led me to say, let me get up and rock this show. Jerell, what up? You got something to talk about? Yeah, we could talk about, the jail. So that was the start of the show. And then when I opened the floor to various people, you never know what you want to get. So this is what we're getting. Building unity in the community. When I was coming up on the South End, the village, we had the sinners. We had the older people that would pull up in the U-Haul truck, bring the DJ equipment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not?
Y'all also hold joint. Hold on.
Rest in peace to P. Rest in peace to little Charlie Chase, man. Everybody that contributed, to a beautiful past, to give me the knowledge, the wisdom, and the information to bring forth this, man. I don't have no problem coming out my pocket, for the summertime, doing the talk of the town thing, man. Whether it's a cipher, whether it's a big ass cookout, all day type of ordeal, all day music. Just pick a remote place in Bridgeport, have a couple of DJs come out that could take turns on the tables and have an all day event.
So that means I can be one of them, because I get busy. I'm still in the 90s.
But
I'm trying to make you live. I'm trying to make you live, yo. That's it.
I'm live, but see, I want to be on what I'm talking about so people get
Got you.
and overlook the fact cookout, yeah, I'm gonna be there. No, it's really for the kid. Because if the founding for me and for us in the community, I would have never known nothing about it. I would have never had a chance to get to meet POP and the people that he brought to rock the mic, to rock the turntables. I would never have the thought or the idea of what to do on striving to make greatness happen. You see what I'm saying? I remove myself before anything, and when people like you, they speak about greatness in certain things, you have to remove yourself and put other people at times, you know what I'm saying, in that moment.
It's the cause. It's the purpose. Right. So my question to you is, because this is such it's a big mission, and in a perfect world, we would have the funding and the manpower to hit every single city in the United States.
Can't do that, bro.
But opinion, but I mean, my question is, in your opinion, if I'm in Georgia, right? So if this is something that is being built and I want to be a part of it, where's the first place we start? Where's the first neighborhood we start?
You
Prove the
said
concept,
so.
and we just keep going. I mean, just make it.
I just gave you the jewels. I'm in North
That
Carolina. Listen, I'm
you
not
know,
even.
all right.
I'm not even. I'm gonna let something out of the bag, right? I'm not even in Connecticut, and I am talking to town.
Well, you always been. I mean, you won't. I mean, so
Okay, so check this out. So right now, I made a great impact in the imprint on the town, and I'm not even there by speaking life, eye power into my people, right? Now, my duties is being done when I turn that camera on every Sunday and every Tuesday. Off the camera, I'm here in North Carolina, rebuilding, reconnecting, recreating, readjusting. I'm here in North Carolina. I can't worry about that chapter in Georgia. That's where you at. That's for what you need to worry about. So you need to continue to come to these groups, get the information, and then go back to where you are and implement.
but what I was saying was this movement. mm, it makes sense to me, right? So I can rock with it. But right now, the manpower just ain't there. So if we all came together and picked one place, whether it was North Click,
I,
back to CT.
I want to have
No,
a
no, no. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Right, and we focus everything on one place, one event, just to see how it gets done, how we all work together, make a one-time event somewhere versus multiple people trying to do their own thing. You're talking about coming together. It's us coming together and focusing on one thing. It's not about the goal of Georgia or North Click or anything like that, right? It's just all coming together and figuring out what this thing is, mastering it, and then we can take it off to our own places and build it. And you can come down to Georgia, I can come to North Click and support and help out and everything. Now it's a movement, right? We need to do one where we all together, working together, understanding what the plan is. If you are leader, you are leader, right? We following your lead, kind of thing. We all understand what the movement is, the message is, and everything like that. We all understand it, and we can take it to where we are. And then I can reach out to you and be like, yo, Bump, I need you here for this event that I'm going to do in July. I know yours is in May, but in July, I'm going to do the same thing in this community, or somebody else can do the same thing. But we all are on the same page where the same message is being spread, right? Does that make sense or not?
It does. It does. It does. I'm gonna let you speak, and then I'll respond. But it does. It makes completely great sense.
Yeah, I don't care where it is. The goal is to help, right? The goal is the mission, right? It doesn't matter where it actually is because there's so many places that need it, and we're never going to be able to attack it all at once, right? The goal is to make one thing, and that's just my skill set, right? The goal is to make one thing be perfect or as close to perfect as possible. And then once we learn that, everybody involved with that can take that because you got the manuscript, you got the recipe. You know what I mean? And if you need help, you know how to reach out to other people who are in the community for help. And now it becomes a thing, right? We can't do 100 a year. That's not feasible in the first year, right? I mean, 3 or 4 or something like that. And we traveling, and but again, the message, the purpose is always the same, and that's what's the most important thing about it, in my opinion. Right? It's the same message. It may be at a different type of cookout. It may be like in the South, like Louisiana, where it's barbecue or seafood, versus where it's somewhere else where it's pizza or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It may be different food, different environment, but it's the same message. As long as that message is there, don't matter where we are, everything is being delivered the right way. Because kids in Cali are completely different than kids in the city, and whatever borough you want to say, right? It's different than Ohio. It's different than Nashville or Memphis, right? They all different,
So,
right? And if you don't got a structure, whatever organization you're trying to put on, if they not, if the message ain't there, they may not be feeling you, but they don't feel the message. And I feel the message. So I'm with you, yo. I just think we start with one, wherever it is, I'm willing to travel and perfect that and just keep moving.
so your key words is you're willing to travel. So I'll just take that and hold on to that. And going forward, I hope to have further conversation with you off the camera because there's a lot of things,
Yeah, yeah.
that's up and coming that me and my folks, we
Mm.
have a bunch of tricks up our sleeve and, we relinquish a lot, a hell of a lot when we do our shows. Um, giving away the not even I'm not even going to take the blueprint, but just giving away some of the things. So off the cam, I'm going to chop it, but on the cam, I want to say to the people that until then, it all starts in your community. You know what I'm saying? Again, you could take talk of the town when like what I'm saying is you're into. You're saying you want to be a part of the movement. That is so key. With that being said, now you have to take talk of the town and share it. It has to become a part of your conversation. It has to become a part of your daily living. Like, yo, this what we got. Me and my mans, we got a show. Yo, you could find this on YouTube. In the meantime, in between time, while we doing other things and you know, casting these seeds out there, you can find this on Facebook. Tap in, hit the bell icon, subscribe, share to your friends, share to your lady friends. The more women that we can get out to, you know, I think that'll be a great move as well because the women is connected with the kids as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Maybe on the ends that we're not. You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, in between time, you push talk of the town. You let people know where to find the information, where to find the word, and where we could be located, the date and time. We repeat the same cycle pretty much every week, every Tuesday. Men's and women's mental health group, 7 to 9. It gets deep. A lot of people may not be ready. A lot of people may just feel like, yo, this is dope and just jump right in. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to remain transparent. My host is going to remain transparent. Jerell and other people who knows what the movement is about, when we come up here and we speak, and it is a serious night. You know what I'm saying? Versus to Sunday where it's more laughter and we could reminisce and talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? where it's lighthearted and we really jump off the. You never know what you might hear on the Sunday. If you follow, if you've been following Talking to Town, check out the Sunday show. We talk about wild shit. But when it comes to this mental health, we want to take it serious and let
No,
people
it is serious.
know, like Tuesdays, is a serious deal because we deal with mental health every day, bro. Whether if we like it or not, whether we're willing to accept it and talk about it or not, we deal with mental health material, activities, the feel, the sound, all of that every day. You know what I'm saying? Because the devil is active every day. And I say that to say this. Just spread the word. It starts there. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Talking to Town, yo, check this out. Yo, check out this Tuesday night group. Some people might not be ready for that. So then you let them know, yo, but we be lit on Sundays too. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like the formula. But to get everybody under one umbrella, I understand that it's not impossible. Rome wasn't built overnight, and it's a slow, steady process. The word gets it out. If you subscribe it, share it, you know what I'm saying? Like people, we share the most idiotic shit. But when it comes to talking and people that we, you know what I'm saying, kind of delegate with, we don't share that. We don't immediately, you know what I'm saying, oh shit, let me share this shit. Oh,
No, it's not ABC. It's not ABC. It's not NBC. Like, it's real talk.
so
Is what you're saying, right?
that's how it also too gets out too. You know what I'm saying?
Say that again.
I said that's also how the message and the word gets out too. You gotta
Yeah.
and you know, sometimes y'all might see me sharing my material and keep putting it out there over and over and over, promoting it. I can't do it by myself, and I can't afford it. We pick and choose who we want to. The people, like Talking to Town is like not the main objective for us to win because we're doing something positive in the way we're going. So it's going to be a bit tougher, uphill climb for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again,
But
we're here.
no, I'm rocking where y'all going, and I'm on board with doing all that. And again, hopefully we can be able to talk offline, and I would love to talk to you offline. Get more information. You know what I mean? See where I can actually help if possible, because there's a chance I may not be able to help, right? But knowing that up front is kind of what you want, right? I want to play my position, right? I don't want to be the CEO or something that's, not mine. It's not what I'm trying to do.
I got you.
I just want to make.
I follow you, right?
Nah. You bump.
I'm here. Yo.
Like, I'm sorry. It's a bad attempt at a joke. I'm saying like you was, you won't. Like you don't. Yo, I'm just cracking jokes, baby. I'm trying to make you smile. This nigga here. Hey man, yo, it was great talking to you again. Yo, I love your movement.
I'm
And
yo, I'm dialed in. I'm dialed.
Yo, it's been a minute, and yo, let's try to connect offline, yo. Like just catch up. Let me get in depth.
But understand this, because I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna cut up with you, but Tuesday nights is Tuesday nights, my brother.
I'm just learning that now, right? So I'm sorry that it's live, but I'm just learning that now, right? You gotta give me that.
You good, but I like to because a lot of people they don't take mental health as serious.
Nah, that shit is serious, yo.
People,
If
people, like on the platform or any stage that's set on this type of magnitude, bro. People,
no, here's the thing. It is it's more like, and again, I wish you would say men's mental health because men's mental health is looked at as something that what are you upset about? A man can't cry. You can't be upset. Like all the things that they put on men is not fair, yo. It's just we 65% of suicides in this country are committed by males. Men at the prime of their life. The prime of their life. They're making more money than they've ever made in their life, and they decide to end it. It is so important. We don't talk about that. The only thing we talk about is a woman's happiness. We don't even talk about how a man feels, what he's going through, his trauma growing up. They just tell us to suck it up, rub some dirt on it, get back out there. That's how they treat us. It's not cool, yo. So believe me, from a dude who's going through it personally right now, like personally, and is using alcohol as a crutch many nights to just figure things out, yo, it's serious. And no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to, it's not even an hour long conversation. No one wants to pat you on the back and be like, yo, it's okay. You'll be okay. I love you. I care about you. You don't have to do that. I'm here for you. You don't get any of that as a dude. It's just the way it is. So when you mention mental health, I gotta say for men, because that means something very much to me, because I'm literally going through it right now. And no one cares. As long as I keep providing.
don't say that.
No.
Hear me out, Lord. As
All
you
right.
say, my people, the people on this platform, we care. Anybody that's tapped in that hears this, I'm the voice. I'm letting you know we care. I care, and I love you, bro.
Yeah, I love you too, bro. But
Like,
here's the reality. The people, and even you in your life, and I don't know what's going on. Like we haven't spoken in a minute, but there have been times in your life where the people who you were closest to didn't see it. And this goes out to everybody who's a part of your community. They knew it was there. They felt something was off. They saw your behavior. They just never said or did anything. And that's what triggers us even more. To be like, yo, I'm trying to say it without saying it, right? I don't want to be that, I guess you call it thirsty or whatever you want to call it, right? That crying dude and in front of you, like, but I'm not right. You know me all my life, and there's nothing that you are saying or doing to me. Not that you can actually save me, but just even acknowledging to me that you recognize that I'm going through some shit. That is, I think, personally, one of the biggest issues that men have because no one even acknowledges it. Kind of suck it up, my nigga. Like, you a man. Go out there and get a second job. Get a third. That is the thing. So when it comes to this topic, I'm living it, and I have no idea of how to get out of it. The only way I know is by seeing my kids and knowing, and I'm a grandparent now. So I got a 9-month-old grandkid. So seeing my grandson and making him become a Jets fan by the time he's 4, and by the time he's 5, he's gonna be the best fisherman on the planet, right? Like those dreams keep me going. Because besides of that, They got the life insurance. They got everything else to live their life. They don't need me. They need what I can provide for them. We are a lot of men are used as a tool. We're just a tool, yo. So, and we can go into this conversation a little bit deeper, but in my opinion, in my situation, that's just the reality. I'm a tool. I don't know if that makes sense to you or if it don't.
I mean, I see that, and it's not for it to make sense to me. I see it, you know. Um,
Everything that's recognized by the people that's supposed to love you is your negatives, none of your positives. And when you're only spoken to about your negatives, it makes you disappear. Like, why am I going to be here if all you're going to talk about is everything that I do wrong? I don't do nothing right. There's no person on this planet who does nothing right. I mean, come on, yo. Like, but that's how some people in your life can treat you. Like, you only do wrong.
so,
Like, it's not even possible, yo.
so my question to you: do you ever say to yourself that you may have to remove yourself from people, places, and things?
Absolutely. But if I did that, it would be financially catastrophic from everybody I remove myself from. And then I would have to live with that decision, which would may make me feel even worse than I feel right now.
So I want to have this
We
conversation
can take this offline, yo. It'd be a great conversation.
because I don't want to speak what you don't want to really put out there. It's not ready and right. RIP for the people. I think we should have a conversation off the line.
Yeah, yeah. But it's nothing that I haven't told everybody in my life. I'm upfront, honest, and transparent. Like, this is who I am. Because when I die, when I'm on that deathbed, and the reality is it can happen tomorrow, God forbid, obviously. But
We've been talking about ruffling the feathers of many different people, but again, what's catastrophic for you now?
so I guess we can cut it short and just say, hey, we have some offline conversations to have where we can get it together, and when that show happens, I can show up and we can talk about, I can be one of the guests on the show. We can, we can talk through it. But I mean, I lived it. Like, the things that I've done, a lot of dudes ain't do. Just because how I was brought up, and I ain't want my kids to go through that, like that kind of shit, right? But that that's a different conversation we can have offline, and talk about it on the show. But yo, everybody got these scars, yo. And like and I'll leave you with this, and I'm a bounce. But there's this story about a set of twins, male twins. I don't know if you ever heard the story, but they grew up with an alcoholic and abusive father, right? They did an interview separately, and the interviewer said to one of the twins, you know, why have you been, now you're older, you've been a very abusive husband and you're an alcoholic. Why do you think you do that? And he said, because I grew up with an alcoholic and abusive parent. My dad was alcoholic and abusive. They interviewed the other twin and they said, you've never touched a drop of alcohol. You've never been abusive. And they said, why is that? And he said, because I grew up with an alcoholic and abusive father. It's all about perspective and how you take shit, right? Everybody's going to process life differently. You know what I mean? Two twins grew up the same way. You're twins. One drank every day and was abusive. One never touched alcohol and would never do that. Right. And for me, that is kind of a barometer of where I'm like, yo, kid is fucked up, but how would another person take it? You know what I mean? But yo, it's been a pleasure to reach back out to you. Yo, let's talk again soon, B.
Yo, answer your call. I'm gonna hit you on Messenger once I wrap the show up.
Yeah, yeah, that worked. Go for it.
And remember, y'all love you, man.
Yo, I love you too, B.
Whenever you feel
For
like the world is against you, it may seem like you by yourself. First and foremost, we're never by ourselves when we have the higher power. Nothing moves without the Lord Jesus Christ.
I agree. I agree. I'm deep in my faith, and but sometimes even, and it's another conversation. Even that gets lonely because you don't we don't actually hear from God. But we'll talk about that again. Um, but yo, have a good night. Thank you for having me on, B. It's been a pleasure, yo. Let's talk soon, yo. Hit me up.
Got you. I love you. And you already know you got a spot on talking to town whenever you want to come through.
Yo, just let me know, man. I'll be there.
All right.
Talk to you.
Salute. Yup. Yes, sir. Welcome, 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 everybody. Thank you guys for tapping in and talking to town. Yes, sir. We're going to get ready to wrap it up. To my guys here in battles, you've been trying to get in here. I am totally disgusted on why you couldn't. Um, I'm not going to wreck my brain, but the efforts and the thought goes a long way with me. You know what I'm saying? We will get to that. And when it do, the shit is going to be epic. We have so much to talk about, for sure. Kareem Gaskins, peace to all my people. Dex Bennett, Marcus, it all makes sense. Rel, even though the coast, big coast, you know, doing what he do, he's still tapping in. And discipline and loyalty, not only to the show, but to me too, to himself as well, and to our word. Our word is the only thing that we have at the end of the day. So again, we're losing a lot of people. Stay connected. Even myself, try not to be angry throughout the day, man, because you know, as we get older, we have to live with certain things. Certain things we may be ready for, certain things we won't. But just be mindful. Um, Also, too, overstanding the movement, talking to town, what we're striving to do. Like I was saying within tonight's group, we may not be all together in one town or city or spot, but what we can do is until we get to where we want to get to, right? We want to spread the gospel. And talking to town is the gospel. Spread the word. Yo, please hit the share. Follow us on YouTube. Hit the like icon. So when we drop the videos, whenever we come on, y'all will get the notifications. Hit the share, like, subscribe. I wouldn't care if it's to an old woman, a young lady, some kids. Y'all might run down with some kids and start talking mental health. Yo, point them in our direction. I don't understand what is the problem. If I'm giving you guys permission, I'm saying, yo, spread the news, spread the gospel, spread it. You know, become a part of Talk of the Town to have something to talk about, to be like, yo, this what we got going on. And then they might see me in Coast and then ask you, well, where you at? You're part of the community too. We have to build unity in the community, and then we can go out and unite the things that we want to do. You know, it'd be a better representation when we go somewhere and start talking about mental health or trying to kick and unlock different doors, opening windows. When one opportunity goes out, seven more coming in. You know what I'm saying? So Let talk of the town become that talk for anybody. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see it spread like wildfire. Um, I want to thank everybody for tapping in tonight. It was a dope show. Again, I love everybody. We're gonna wrap this up. Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. If you guys are in a gated community or in a community, where you have a leasing office or front office or wherever, try to get to that leasing office and talk to the manager, the project manager, the leasing manager, or the community manager, and speak about unity in the community and reaching out to these kids. Even having a Bible study night, let's just get creative. Again, there are things that I'm striving to do off cam to put me in position so when I do turn on the cam, I'm showing you guys different aspects. Now I'm introducing you guys into the whole workout scheme on how I do my thing. Legos, I have to buy a new pair of skates. Once my skates come in, I'm gonna be back skating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so find hobbies. Let's get out and get active. People that's dealing with uh health issues. Let's get out, man. Get out and take your walks, get that air. Again, I had to learn how to walk again. You guys see what I'm giving you. It's not a game. This is real life. And once again, I love you guys. Thank you guys for tapping in. Forever gracious. For real. Without you guys, I won't be able to do it. And just know I love you. Y'all have a blessed night.